Welcome to this week's Real Estate Uncovered podcast. I'm delighted to speak with our Managing Director and business owner, Andy Freeman. He talks about how he runs this award-winning business. You obviously love this business. Tell me what you love the most about it. Today, an absolute exclusive. Welcome back to the Grenadier podcast, Real Estate Uncovered. Mr. Andy Freeman, what a pleasure to spend some time with you on the Grenadier podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about your entry into real estate?
Entry. Right, it was a long time ago. Just about half my life ago, I started after being a tradesman and entered when I was, early 30s.
And you were an electrician in a previous life, I believe?
Yes, I was. I did it for probably, 16 or 17 years.
Right. And what gave you the calling to real estate? What inspired
Well,
you?
I'm a bit of a yapper, so I probably found it was easier to talk to people than probably do electrical work.
Excellent.
Pretty much that. And it doesn't have a ceiling on its income. That was appealing.
Yes. Now, I know you're from quite an entrepreneurial family, so I just wonder what was instilled in you as a child that sort of made you dream about owning businesses.
I'm not sure really. Probably hard work at a younger age.
Beautiful.
Brought up on an orchard, so we had to work after school and in the weekends. So didn't really know anything different. My brothers are older than me, so they were both working for themselves at quite a young age. So I guess I just followed them.
So that hard work ethic has always been part of your ethos, I guess.
Yeah, it has been.
And you're now managing director of Grenadier, a brand that we absolutely love. How has that journey into managing directorship been for you?
Well, it's been over 30 years, so it hasn't
Yes.
happened overnight. So I guess I could be a slow learner, but it's started from selling and then moving into managing and then ownership and then ownership of the whole company. So, but it has taken, like I say, 30 years.
You've obviously been through quite a few real estate cycles in that 30 years. Does that give you a little bit more wisdom and ability to ride these ups and downs?
Yeah, I think so, Lisa. I mean, I've probably been through more cycles than a bike shop, but it's been, I've been through everything. I've been through the earthquakes, and I've been, sort of very low markets, high markets, booming markets, pretty much the lot.
Yes.
And you do get resilient, and you just have to ride it out.
Yes.
And even on a boom market, it's going to stop, so you've got to prepare yourself for that.
Yes. When you run Grenadier, what does success look like to you?
You mean as a company?
Yes.
Well, I think you just got to do the best you can for the clients we have, because if we don't have them, we have nothing.
Yes.
And then, as far as the management team, they have to do the very best for our salespeople, so they're our clients too.
Yes.
If you do all that and you can do the best job possible, it'll happen.
Fantastic. What do you think would be some misconceptions about you that perhaps people hold?
Well, I don't know if there is any. I don't really know.
I think when I first met you, I probably thought you were quite, not cavalier, but you've got a very easy personality. But having worked with you, I realised that work ethic, and you have an innate ability to cut through all the noise and figure out if there's a problem and what the problem is. So I love that about you. That was...
Yeah, well, you can't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of things happen in life, but real estate is that business. It's not that serious. If you can't sell the house, you don't sell it or you don't list it. You just got to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
It's not. We're not in the A&E. It's not. We're not that.
Yes.
It's not that. I don't know.
Life and death in the moment. No. Yeah, that's right.
So you just got to take it in your stride, and just sometimes people just need to just calm down and take a deep breath and start again.
What is important to Andy Freeman outside of your Grenadier business?
Well, unfortunately, probably there's not a hell of a lot outside it, because it's pretty much everything.
All-consuming, yeah.
It's pretty much everything. My life. My son works in real estate as well, and his partner, so you don't escape it.
Yeah. And you met your wife in real estate?
Yes, I did, yeah. yeah, I did.
So you'd say it's a cult, really?
Yeah, it's not a bad place, yeah.
I think that's important that your family appreciate, real estate, and now obviously are working in it as well, because that makes it a little easier for you to be able to go home and chat about stuff, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it would be difficult if someone, wasn't interested in what you're doing.
Yeah. What advice would you give to people looking at coming into real estate?
Well, stop watching TV programs because it's not as easy as that.
No.
These flash Harrys running around selling these multi-million-dollar homes. It's a lot of hard work, and it's not as easy what it looks like from the outside.
Yeah.
But if it sort of suits your personality, it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's hard work. You've got to be resilient, hugely enthusiastic and driven, and motivated. Else it won't work for you. Can't do it part-time.
Yes. It's full immersion, right?
You are starting your own business from zero.
Yeah.
So if you go and buy a business, then you pay for it and pay for the goodwill. So you're actually having to create the goodwill from day one.
Yes, absolutely. In terms of your growing Grenadier, we're now 12 offices, and how do you know your next best move? Like, I've seen you make some really inspired choices. Probably one that comes to mind recently would be, bringing Yogesh into the Kashmir office, and then they've just been acknowledged at the New Zealand Awards as a top office in New Zealand. How do you know your next best move? I see your intuition is very on point.
Probably instinct.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing. You just got to go on gut feeling, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at things. Look at the more salespeople I have that are well trained.
Yes.
We get bigger piece of the pie.
Yes.
So you can have a smaller company, and you can only do so much. So if I've got more people, and the bigger we get with better trained people, we will take a bigger piece of the pie, and I'm convinced of that because our people are some of the best in the business.
Yes, absolutely. And you've got some beautiful award-winning offices right across the group.
Yeah, they're good, and the stability of the salespeople is quite high as well.
Yes. I know you're very committed to training, and one of the things you brought into Grenadier when you became managing director was masterclass, and that's something that we all have valued so much. Another great move. How do you keep that going?
Well, you've got to look. I'm a big believer, if you supply everything, then no one can point the finger and say you haven't done the best for them. So when salespeople come and work for the company, I want them to have the best chance to do the best they can and take as much home to their families as possible. So we've got to supply them with everything. All the good tools, good marketing, good support, good training. So that if it doesn't work for them, they can't point the finger at me and say, you're running a terrible business. Most will shake your hand and say, hey, thanks for the opportunity, it wasn't for me, and move on. Very few will join us, leave, and go to another company. If they do, sadly, they'll probably fizzle out within 6 months to 12 months.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the most valuable lessons you've learnt in real estate, do you think?
I think you have multiple lessons through life.
Yes.
You don't have any great big ones.
Right.
And you have multiple wins as well.
Yes.
Through life. I mean, difficult to answer.
Right, yeah. But you've probably got them, and when you need them, you pull them out.
Yeah, I mean, probably the biggest thing I've ever done is hire great people around me.
Yes.
They make you look good. And if you can do that, and that's probably because of probably my biggest challenge in life is being dyslexic.
Yes.
So to counteract that, instead of struggling with it, which is difficult, hire good people to do that work for you. So
yeah,
that's probably been my biggest advantage, and with lots of challenges along the way.
I think, though, your ability to hire great people means that at some level you're a great person yourself, and we are inspired by what you do. And you mentioned being dyslexic. I think that gives another twist. You look at things differently, and you add value to all of us by the vision that you've created.
Yeah, well, I guess I've got more time to look at things because I've got less, because I don't spend a lot of time writing stuff down.
Yeah.
And if I do, I can't read it anyway. So, and I travel pretty lightly. All I have is a phone and an iPad. I don't spend a lot of time on desktops, and you spend more time thinking and communicating with people, and let the clever ones do all the details.
Who inspires you in business? When you look at other business leaders, who inspires you, or who would you go to for advice?
I guess, like, when I first started managing, I went to anyone that would give me time.
Yes.
and you work your way up. I remember years ago I went to spend a lot of time with our Jeffrey Twiss,
Yes.
and he gave his time to people like me that were new. And as you go in a different position, whether you're managing or into ownership, you find people and you sort of just keep moving. You're always talking to people. I mean, there's been multiple people. Robert's been always good to me to talk to. There's lots of people, and they all add up to where you are. And I have people coming to me now for some help, which is great.
Yes, I've noticed that other franchises come and talk to you, and you're very generous with your time and talk to them about the success of Grenadier.
Well, I think that's the best part, giving back, really.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on being inducted into the Harcourts Hall of Fame.
Oh, thank you.
Many of us have felt that it was, due some time ago, but finally it's happened quite recently. Tell us about that experience.
Wow, it has taken a while. However, it's interesting because, I guess every year you wonder if it could be you or not. I wasn't expecting it this year. I got set up a little bit and thought it was someone else, and I was quite happy with that. But it's like Joanne Clifford said to me, we were chatting to her the other day, it's something they give out, but it's the Hall of Fame is something forever. They'll never take it away from you.
Yes.
And even I think there's about 40 people in total of all the countries. Not all of them are still alive, and a lot of them aren't even in business anymore, but they're still there.
Yes.
So I had to sort of reflected back on that and thought, yeah, it is pretty cool.
So, Andy, what sets Harcourts Grenadier apart from other real estate companies?
We're the best.
We are.
Yeah. A lot of things, really. Well, we've got lots of different locations.
Yes.
We've got tons of resources that you won't find in a smaller company. I think there's 5 in marketing. Like yourself, we've got 5 dedicated auctioneers, dedicated auction room. We've got fantastic managers that don't sell. There's a lot going on, a lot of support. If you couldn't make it with us, you're not going to make it anywhere else.
And in terms of new people, what advice would you give new consultants coming into the industry?
Well, it's going to take a while to get cracking. Don't give up. You just got to go as hard as you can for the first 6 months. Running your own business, you're starting from zero. So you've got to get out there, and it's a networking business.
I know recruitment's a huge importance to Grenadier. Why should people come to Grenadier when they consider coming into real estate?
Well, there's lots of options out there. Like I said before, our managers don't sell, so they will help. We have pretty much a training academy. So you have a trainer plus your manager. Well, I guess results speak for themselves. If you have a look at I think we've had 5 rookies in Canterbury in the last 6 or 7 years, and I think 3 of them have been in New Zealand as well. So the results speak for themselves. I think our top 30% of them have been with us under 5 years. So
wow, yeah,
they're going really well.
Excellent. It's been amazing to speak with you. Thank you so much for everything you do for Grenadier. We love working for the brand, and we wish you a continued great 2024.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Real Estate Uncovered. I hope you really enjoyed the show. If you did, please give us 5 stars and leave a review. This really helps others find our podcast.